everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we got a lot to talk about. Is it really the economy? Come on. Investment opportunities, ladies and gentlemen. Do you have secrets that you want to share so all of us can win? A rising tide lifts all boats, and now and forevermore. You're going to need all the help you're going to get. And welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream. Stop struggling now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Now, if you can share the video, share the podcast, share the live stream, that would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget, when you share, you never know what somebody else may be looking for, and it can help them oftentimes. So before I start, I have to ask again, smash that like button so the YouTube gods know that someone's in the house tonight. Now, let's get into it, because this is going to be a subject matter that I'm hoping we get a lot of people that give feedback. Chat room's open to everybody. We don't charge. So hopefully you'll participate, because I want to know what you are thinking out here as you're watching all of the financial news, updates, and things that's going on about the election. Do you know what's really happening? Is it really the economy that's going to bust your ass? That's what I want to know. Are you really going to be hurt by the economy? Odds are the answer is yes. But do you think you'll be hurt by the economy? Are you making six figures where you think you're safe? Are you making $35,000 a year, $45,000 a year? Do you think you'll be safe? One thing's for sure, the price of everything's going to go up. So that means you have to start thinking of different investment opportunities. Am I correct or not? Let me know what you think. Let me know who's in the house tonight, because of course, hopefully we have some people that's going to participate in this conversation. Once again, members of the channel, there's always a link under the community tab on the YouTube channel page where you can actually come into the live stream if you prefer. So once again, you'll notice one thing that we like to do. Our own Professor Auntie Val and family, they have a coffee and tea business. So that's why in the chat room, you'll notice I have put in Beachfront Java. Go over to beachfrontjava.com, put in the promo code SSN Lifestyle. Please order, even if it's one thing to show support. Premium coffee from those locations that most people think about where you get those premium beans. I think about Central America. I think about South America. I think about Indonesia. That's the first few places that I think about. And guess what? Beachfront Java, that's where their premium blended beans come from. I also think if I want something exotic, I'm thinking African beans. Again, she has those. But some of you may say, Eric, I don't like coffee. Well, see, there's different varieties of coffee. That's why she has about 15 to 20 different varieties, meaning you may like a different blend of coffee. Some have peppermint, some have spearmint, some have cinnamon. I'm just saying, I don't know exactly. I know the cinnamon part, but I'm just saying there's different blends, just like wine, just like beer, just like anything else, plenty. The tea, premium blend teas. Again, go over to beachfrontjava.com, tell our own Professor Auntie Val you're from SSN Nation, and put in that SSN Lifestyle promo code. So that way, when you order a second time, because trust me, after the first time you taste it, you're like, where can I get some more? Then you're going to order again, but you get a discount for life after your first order. So go over there, show some love. Now, some of you may not have seen the Dominican Republic weekly information, episode number 28. Oh my, there's some things that's going on that all investors and business owners need to know. You guys who are out here sleeping, making investments in foreign lands, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. Yes, for the pre-construction, new construction properties. And sometimes that real estate property is so inexpensive. When we're talking about $50,000 for a one-bedroom condo, that is inexpensive. $500 to reserve, 10% down, and then make monthly payments for about 18 to 24 months. That right there, 0% interest, and that's your down payment. That is crazy. Now, some of you are investing in these foreign lands, and particularly Dominican Republic, because it's deeded property. All of a sudden, I'll just tell you, if you haven't seen the Dominican Republic weekly, we have a situation where they are going to deport out of Santo Domingo 10,000 Haitian immigrants weekly. Now, I have bad news for all you real estate investors, because where do you think they're getting majority of those laborers to sit out in that hot humidity and sun to build the concrete, the walls, the ceilings, the rooftops, in dirt, mud? Where do you think most of the laborers come from? So you start removing your laborers from the workforce, then what's going to happen when you're trying to build more of these projects? I just see where this is not good. America's built on immigration and immigrants. That's what makes your country stronger. So that's something to think about. And then the most important thing that we already knew, right? David Collado, he's already said that Airbnb will be taxed, but they've been holding it off. Of course, they've been holding it off, because they want to make sure that thousands of units are bought and delivered before they spring whatever number they're going to spring on you. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to go by their normal sales price of 18% tax. 20% increase for rentals is crazy when you think about it. Something that you were going to rent for $100 per night, in order to keep up with the same profit that you were going to maintain, you have to charge $120 per night. That's what this means. But if they go crazy and say higher than that, that would be catastrophic. So I just want to get you guys to understand, is it really the economy, the investment opportunities? Do you have any secrets that you want to share? Here's the secrets we're going to share. These aren't secrets, though. Dividend investing at this point is probably a good choice. Dividend investing, in case you're not familiar with that, that just means when you buy a stock every month or every 3 months, or now every week in some occasions, you receive, whether it's 20 cents, 30 cents, $1 per share that you hold. What do you have to do? Buy the stock. What do you have to do after you buy the stock? Go home, go to work, mind your own business. It has nothing to do with you, because you'll be receiving checks depending on their payout schedules. So if that's every week, it's every week. If it's every month, it's every month. If it's every 3 months, it's every 3 months. If it's semi-annually, then it's every semi-annually. Either way, you don't have to worry about it. You have money coming in. Unlike when you have to go work for a job. If you don't show up at your job, then you either have to have sick leave or vacation time. If you don't have sick leave or vacation time and you don't show up for a job, you're not getting paid. Dividend investing means as long as the company is giving dividends out, you will be receiving money. You don't have to do anything else other than take the risk to invest. What are some of these we're talking about? Just go to YieldMax ETFs. It's that simple. YieldMax ETF starts you off. Then you can get into some other things. IWMY. I already beat you to it, Victor Marrero. I see you in the house. I'm going to give you some others. SCHD. All right. FEPI. Okay. Can we keep going? QQQY. I'm going to beat you some more on that one. All right. Let me think. I'm thinking of that Victor Marrero. He always has this list. Unfortunately, I can't keep up. Then you start talking about YMAG, Y as in the letter Y, MAG, YMAX. Those are two dividend stocks that give out dividends now weekly. Guess what? Dividends were received today. And you can reinvest those. So then next week you get more dividends. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. That's at yieldmaxetfs.com, just for starters. Oh, how can I forget Roundhill? What are those? RDTE, WDTE, and I can't remember the other one because I'm not on that platform. I haven't invested in those shares, but there's so many available, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so those are just for starters. So let me see who's in the house tonight. Victor Marrero is here. He has just retired, ladies and gentlemen. He's done the damn thing. What do I mean by done the damn thing? Is it really the economy, ladies and gentlemen? If you make an investment in real estate and then you rent it out. So now you have income coming in for that. Then you work at a job and you have a pension coming in. That would be good. And while you had a job, while you have this income coming in, now you invested in the stock market. So now you invested in dividend stocks and you've just invested in, I don't know, maybe an Apple, maybe an Amazon, maybe Tesla by itself instead of getting an ETF. Now all of a sudden you retire, but yet you've been investing for 10, 15, 20 years. That is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. And that is why he will be able to go on his Mr. Worldwide tour for life. What do I mean by that? He just told me that he's going over to France, the motherland for me. And he's going over there for a month. That's right. He's retired. He can do that. And he has dividends coming in. He has option trading that he added to his skill set. So he has that money coming in. He has his retirement money coming in. He has his rental money coming in. That's what you're going to need, ladies and gentlemen, going forward. Don't care what the government's saying. If the government says we're going to provide 300 million jobs, you should not be excited. Because just because you supply 300 million jobs, if they could, they can't, but let's say they did, we'll just play a game. Let's just say the government woke up today and said, hey guys, everybody in America, we have 300 jobs available. Your first question, well, my first question automatically goes, well, how much are you paying if you're going to have that many jobs? Clearly, they're probably going to say $10 an hour, or in some places, $7 an hour. Clearly, that's not a livable wage. So you can have 500 million jobs if all you can pay me is $400 per week when it costs you more than that to live somewhere. So clearly, that's not a good thing. But that's where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. 70% of the population doesn't have $1,000 in their bank account. And by the way, the top 10% of the wealthiest own about 70% of the wealth. That's right. You heard me. 90% of the rest of us, we only own 30% of the wealth. So you see there's an imbalance. So here we are. Victor Marrero's in the house. The retiree is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday night live stream with that icon I greatly appreciate next to his name. And he brings his tagline along well as well. Hello, all. Let's do this. That's what we do every Friday night, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. And we have Mr. Compensation down there in the Instagram channel. Fracida 4114. I see you. La Costa Costa. I can't get that one. La Casa Acustica. Ah, there we go. La Casa Acustica. I see you over there. I see you. I see you. Thank you so much because we're talking out here doing some Instagram. And Fajida's in the house as well. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday night live stream. And Victor Marrero says it best. Today was high yield dividend payment. That's right. Nice dividends from TSLY. Oh, today was a big payday. There was so many things coming in. TSLY, YMAG, YMAX. Oh, and whoever else, CNY. I mean, there's a bunch. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, while we sleep. Victor Marrero, he says it, tracking these weekly high dividend payers. Here we go. See, I beat you to a couple of them, but here you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you need your pen, pad, and paper down. I believe also QQQY, IWMY, average of 95 cents. Weekly compounding is powerful. This is what anybody can do. You're not restricted. Hell, you know what's so funny about this? You could be locked up in jail and be making money because you bought some dividend stocks before you were locked up. And then there's some people that can tell other people, put this in my account. I know this is crazy. And by the time you get out, all the money's been churning. I'm just giving you for the ordinary citizens that get in trouble. They even have a way out. That means you who are not in trouble have a way out. Oh, I'm just saying. All right. Now, thank you for all of those. In fact, people on podcasts and everywhere else, in case they can't see the screen, I will go over a few high dividend payers: YMAG, YMAG, QDTE, XDTE, YMAX, YMAX, RDTE, WDTE, and also QQQY, IWMY, FEPI, ORC, AGNC. I know, hit the rewind. AGNC, ET, Energy Transfer, all right, PSEC, ARR, IEP. My God, the stock market all-time record highs again. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of 1929, 1930, when it was the roaring 20s. The stock market was booming. The Federal Reserve is now printing money left and right because they just came in like 1917, 1918. It was the roaring 20s. Stock market highs rolling. And next thing you know, it stopped. So you always have to be careful, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you should think about investing not only in stocks, not only in real estate, but sometimes, like I've been suggesting over the last 4 years, offshore, in case another country's economy does not burst into flames. You always have to have a plan up your sleeve. You got to be 3 steps ahead, not 2, 3 steps ahead minimum. So that's what we're trying to do here. Is it really the economy, ladies and gentlemen? Or is it just rich people getting richer? Because if there's only, I'll use this very simple, if there's $100 and 10 people are holding $70, and 90 people have to share $30, what do you think is going to happen when the 10 people say, hey, you have some property, you have some wealth that I want to buy from you. How about I give you like $3, $4? Well, see, when they're buying that wealth from that person, that means now you don't have 30% amongst you. You're losing, and now they get to gain. So now is it 29% for you, 71% for them? They have the extra money. They're going to win. So you have to be with them. You got to get in that ball game. Therefore, businesses, investments, properties, real estate investments, no matter what you do, you cannot just sit there and say, I think I'm going to work at a company, hope I can work here for 20 to 25 or 30 years. Hopefully, if they have a pension, then I'm going to get the pension. Hopefully, Social Security is going to be good by the time I retire. Hopefully, Medicare is going to be good, or some sort of health care is going to be good for me. Again, this is wishful thinking if you don't think there's going to be an implosion from an imbalance. So enough with that speech, but you guys got to get in on the game plan. You got 3 years. Joe Nay, another investor, is in the house, ladies and gentlemen extraordinaire. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday night live stream with that icon I humbly appreciate. And he says his tagline this evening: good evening, SSN Nation. Hope everybody is in good health. You got that right. Health is wealth. I want to reinvest my dividends alive. Exactly. I want to reinvest my dividends alive. I like that, Joe Nay. That's exactly what we're talking about. Exactly what we're talking about. Black Haitian engineer, I see you. Congratulations. DMG 911. Welcome to the Instagram. Make sure you guys hit that follow, like, subscribe, all of it. And if you'd like to become a member of the channel, hey guys, you know that costs you extra. Greatly appreciated. Speaking of emerging millionaire that's in the house, E. White is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night live stream with that icon I humbly appreciate. And he brings his tagline this evening. Good evening, SSN family. Make sure you have your pen and paper ready. Hit that like button. Make sure you purchase your ticket for the SSN Lifestyle event in December. Thank you so much, E. White, for that, because you don't want to miss it, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to bring the havoc in December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. You go to ssnlifestyle.com. What does that mean? That means on December 2nd, we're more than likely, I haven't ran the numbers yet, but more than likely we're going to go to the lawyers first. I like seeing lawyers first. You know why I like seeing lawyers first? Because you need to know the law. You don't want to go out there as the Wild Wild West. You want to make sure you have an attorney that overlooks your paperwork, at least. You want to make sure anything you do, you have guidance from people that live there, that know their legal system. That's what you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do. All right, second day, we're going to go around and check out some projects. It could be Vistancia for all I know. Right now, we're scheduled to go see Vistancia. The guys that presently have $50,000 condos up until October 7th. So on Monday, the price goes up $10,000, $12,000. The 50,000 condo is going to be 63,000. I know. As soon as we promote it, all of a sudden they want to raise the price 10 grand. I know, ladies and gentlemen, this is how they've been doing this over there. But I'm just saying, at least you have 3 days. And if you're interested, you can always hit me up at WhatsApp. Join our WhatsApp group. Now, if you try to join while this live stream is going, you will not be accepted. All right? Because I have to accept everybody. I'm the admin. So you hit me up and say, hey, Eric, or you can always hit me an email, support@stopstrugglingnow.com. But anybody that wants to join our WhatsApp group, we just had somebody today drop some condos for under $135,000. Unbelievable. So on Tuesday, December 3rd, we're going to go around and check out projects. We'll probably even go up to Zabella Beach where Moon Palace is, because we got to go see what that looks like next to Hard Rock Casino and Hotel, right? We got to get the lay of the land. You got to see what downtown looks like. You got to see how far and distances are to Verone and go around to Macau. We got to go check this out, right? You're an investor. Maybe you just want to start your own business. Maybe you're saying, well, I don't want to do real estate, but I might want to do something else. Maybe I should check on that. Well, you're going to have an opportunity. Wednesday, it's bank. We got to go see some bankers at this point, because we're going to have people that's going to be delivering in the next 12 to 24 months. Because remember, most people owe either 30, 40, or 50% after it's delivered. So if you don't know what your options are with banking, because if banking turns around and says, oh, man, we're going to charge you 10% for the first year and then 14% adjustable rate for each year thereafter for the next 15 years, you're going to be like, have you lost your mind right now? At least you better be prepared for it, because otherwise you're going to have to make up some other maneuvers. That's how it works. So it's always best to know the lay of the land. So then this way, you know your exit strategy. You don't want to be hemmed up later. Joe Nay, here he is. He says, I saw the trailer. And by the way, E. White, again, he did even a different trifecta. He says, pen, pad, and paper, hit the like button, and the trifecta of getting your SSN Lifestyle event tickets, Punta Cana Investors Forum. You go to ssnlifestyle.com, ssnlifestyle.com. And in fact, there's only 1 or 2 more tickets at the $199 price. After that, the prices go up. So if anybody comes after those, it's either 2 or 3 more tickets before the price goes up. I don't remember the exact number, but I know it's either 5 or 6. After that, price goes up $50 more, just so everybody knows. So don't sit around sleeping on this, because this is like the thing. All right, Jonay, I saw the trailer, got the notification. I just punched the like button. He gave it a 1 piece. Which kind? The Mike Tyson 1 piece? I love it. Thank you so much for that. Vanessa Gate is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night live stream with that icon I greatly appreciate next to her name. And in this YouTube street, also known as the Seamless Genius. That's right. And that, don't take the name lightly. There's something that we could be talking about right now. And the way this woman's mind works, she might come up with a one hell of a business idea on the fly. It's incredible. Here she is with her tagline. Hey, boss and SSN fam, happy Friday. And she says this Rosh Hashanah. I don't believe it. Unbelievable. I love it. Oh my. Surprise, surprise from Vanessa Gate. Michael Anthony back in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night live stream. And he says, Victor, which is the best 3 on your list? Oh, Michael Anthony, you got to go, man. You got to go do your research. I know you. You're very, very smart. You can go see for yourself. I know you're going to look it out over this weekend. I know how you are. You're an investor, my man. So Victor Marrero, I'm sure, will give you some insight along the way tonight. Joe Nay says, my Robinhood reinvestment notifications went off so much my phone battery died. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Everything was like bing, 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 bing. It was like today was the day. It was payday. While we're sleeping, while we're working, while we're doing nothing but having fun. I love it. Georges Charles, the other emerging millionaire, is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night live stream. Georges Charles, and he says, hey, all, I smell money. He's got that right. He's been smelling money for the last 3.5, 4 years, because he made the investments necessary. And congratulations again on getting that job, my man. So that is a good thing as well. So Joe Nays, his stuff is going off. His battery died today. Georges Charles, he's doing well. Emerging millionaire, of course, always doing well. Victor Marrero doing well because he was getting notifications today. All right, we're all doing well. Everybody. I've been worried about when Iran gets attacked, and this market worries me with all these small wars. Michael Anthony, I'm glad we're having that conversation. Is it really the economy, or is it going to be about the wars? See? So let's look at things in perspective. Is any company doing business with Iran? No. Any company doing business with Russia? No. Any companies doing business with Israel? A few. But will any of the companies stop any of the companies? NVIDIA? Nope. Tesla? Nope. Any of those? Nope. Amazon? Nope. Microsoft? Nope. They're social media platforms. If anything, as things happen around the world, more and more people relate to social media to get information like quickly as possible. People are doing live feeds. So all I'm saying is the things that matter on the stock market kind of don't have anything to do with it. So let me ask you this. The only reason it's going to have anything to do with anything is in the Middle East, because America is a capitalist system. I went over this on Wednesday night. All you have to do is breathe that there's a war in the Middle East and your gas prices go up $1, even though the oil tankers are full right now, even though the United States is #1 in the production of oil, even though Saudi Arabia has no war, even though Ukraine has oil, even though Russia has oil. But they take advantage because it's a capitalist system, so they can have their billions of dollars of profit every year. But the reality of the situation is we can adjust, can we not, Michael Anthony? We can adjust, because if there's a war that you think is bad, then wouldn't it make sense to actually buy oil? Oil prices should go up, right? Because of fear. There's always a counterpoint to everything that happens when you are an investor, but you can't go to sleep. That's the point. Or you sidestep it. Don't be in oil. Don't be in oil. Simple. Sidestep. There's always something you can do. But with the war, what's going to happen? Is that going to stop the jobs report? Is that going to stop? What's the war is going to stop? And if America goes into battle, let's call it, then I guess you better be getting some of those defense stocks, right? Because that means they're going to be getting billions of dollars. Raytheon, Boeing, just to name two, right? There's several others, but that's what we're talking about here. There's always a yin and a yang. So what are we going to do about it? Well, you can fret, but we still are going to have our economy here in the United States churning. Real estate investment trust, people who live in apartments, they're still going to be churning. Nobody's losing anything in the United States until somebody actually had to attack the United States. That then would be a problem. The casino is still going to continue to roll. And we already got that money play from George's Charles. I got my ticket, Joe Nay. That's right, at E. White. We'll be seeing Joe Nay in a few months. Fajita, when the economy was bad, Roosevelt banned gold. Next economy failure, Nixon took us off the gold standard. Fajita knows his history. He's got it exactly right. In fact, they banned gold because they made it into be a patriot. Just similar to what Venezuela, all these failed countries, they all have the same playbook. When the economy goes to garbage, then the government tells the people, please give us your gold because, you know, be a patriot. We'll give you this worthless pieces of paper in exchange kind of thing. But then the United States even went one step further, because do people really know that silver is actually supposed to be the commodity of money for the United States? They don't. So what does Roosevelt do? He banned silver. So now you understand why people were melting down their gold and silver and precious metals into jewelry. So you didn't have to return it. And it still has a value. And as soon as you leave the United States, it has a value because it's not banned in other locations. So I'm just getting excited because I love this type of talk, because he's exactly right. And guess how long silver was banned, ladies and gentlemen? It wasn't 1 year. It wasn't 5 years. It wasn't 20 years. It wasn't even 30 years. How about more? I know. And now we have people right now, Fajita, who are sitting there playing around with gold and silver, saying, I'm a silver stacker, I'm a gold stacker. Do you guys not realize if stuff hits the fan, your gold and silver, they're just going to do the same thing. Sorry, it's worthless. You can't do nothing with it. But of course, people don't believe that for whatever reason. They think they're going to be carrying their duffel bag of gold and silver coins and bullion across the border or getting on airplanes or something. I don't get it. All I'm saying is you should have a little bit of it, yes. But gold and silver does not increase in value significantly enough. In other words, way past whatever the additional inflation is. It's not like, it doesn't even keep up with inflation, actually. I think I made a video about 2 or 3 years ago to show people that gold and silver is so undervalued, it's ridiculous. Like, I can't remember the numbers because it's been like 2 or 3 years, but it's something crazy like this. Gold should be over in the hundreds of thousands per ounce, and silver should be in the thousands per ounce. And here it is in less than $2,500 and less than $34. I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with here, ladies and gentlemen, manipulations of the markets. So this right here is very important for everybody that thinks they're just good with holding gold and silver and all that. The U.S. will just ban it. They'll just say, hey, if you're holding it, give it to us. Because, see, they can go to the rest of the world and get money where they're worthless dollar bills that people are going to be kicking in the street because they're worthless. Nobody else is going to take them. But you can take the gold and silver, just like Venezuela took from their citizens, and then they can go buy stuff, whatever that is. So thank you for bringing that up, Fahita, because that's exactly right. And when they took us off the gold standard, the United States had to make a deal where Saudi Arabia said, we'll use, if anybody buys oil, then you have to trade in dollars. Until the last few years, when Saudi Arabia said, hold up, man, we're getting tired of you jacking our friends. Because remember, we're not next to you. We're over here in the so-called Middle East. And we're surrounded by enemies. I mean, and we all got oil over here. And I would like to change another currency without you guys having to go through you guys. And that's what they started doing when BRICS comes out. So don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. America still has about 85 to 90% of all, currency in the world. But the fact of the matter is, these guys are stopped playing with the United States because we're using our, not only the military might, but we're using the dollar against other countries. So you have to continue to think about that. Next, they will move to CBDCs and everyone will flock to Bitcoin. Then you won't let you buy or sell unless you have a chip implanted. Fahita, I like what you're going. I like where you're going here, because is it really the economy, investment opportunities? What's the secrets? You're getting into some of the secrets, because here's the thing. The reason why they don't want you with dollar bills is because they can do what they're doing right now. Again, I tell people stories. It's Friday night. And I've told this story before in the 80s when Bank of America and Wells Fargo literally just took money out of my account. So you can imagine in the 1980s, you telling people without social media or anything that the bank stole money out of your account, and they're looking at you like, what did you do? You must have did something wrong. Obviously, the bank's not at fault. It must be you. You did. Did you not hear what I said? Here's my bank statement. All the money's gone. I'm like, what point aren't you getting? Could you imagine living with this for 20 plus years? And then social media comes out, and now people are sending me stuff, showing me videos where people are going, money was stolen out of my account. I'm like, oh, what do you think? This is what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, control. Because sooner or later, well, there's no sooner or later, it's already here. Your bank account is nothing but digital numbers. The bank does not even have the money in their vault. The actual dollar bills are worthless. You might as well just throw them up in flames. It does not matter. They don't need the money because you're using debit cards, digital. You're using credit cards, digital. All they have to do is turn off your ATM. Okay, all right. I know some people are going to say, yeah, my ATM card all of a sudden got turned off. I know. I used to explain this to people too. They would look at me like I'm a dumbass. I'd be like, dudes, you're about to be screwed. That's why I say duffel bag of cash, ladies and gentlemen, is better. If you don't have it in a brokerage account, you better have a duffel bag of cash. That's all I'm going to keep saying. You better have offshore maneuvering, offshore property, offshore bank accounts, because other countries don't operate like the United States. The United States does not have any money. So therefore, everything is digital. So they want you to move. Like, that's why he's talking about this digital currency. Because what's the difference between Bitcoin or your bank account? Because if you can't log into your bank account on an app, you can't log in on the internet, and you can't use your ATM card, you might as well be with, that is digital currency. All they have to do is turn off all your stuff and you're done. I'm serious about this. That's why, is it really the economy that you should be worried about, or should it be your investment opportunities and the secrets that you need to do? So he has something. This is exactly what the situation is. Whether they go to Bitcoin, or whether they go to Fed now, or whether they make up their own coin, they've already made up their own coin. That's what's in your bank account right now. Thin air. It's digital. All they have to do is change one digit. But I want to know something for all the hackers out there listening right now. Can you guys, man, what is wrong with you guys? Don't you know the Robin Hood story? You're supposed to rob from the rich, hack, and then fill everybody's bank account electronically. Do what you do. That should put a smile on everybody's face. That should get me banned to get a little bit more from YouTube. I mean, I don't understand. I stopped doing hacking like 35 years ago. What is wrong with you guys? By now, you have the skill set. Why aren't you dropping dollars in ordinary citizens' bank accounts? I'm just asking for about 8 billion people. Okay, don't let me get started because Vahida got me started because the hackers, I'm pissed at these dudes. They want to hack me, but they ain't going to hack everybody, hack the rich dudes and give some of that little, I mean, what is wrong? A couple $1 billion. You can just take $1 million out of these multi-billionaires' bank accounts and spread a few G's to ordinary citizens. Why are you hacking into the FBI and the CIA? Will you hack on with the banks already and give people some money? Come on. What do we call that in the crypto space? Airdrop. All right. I know you guys are watching, so don't worry. I know you're watching, so stop playing out here. I figured I might as well talk to these guys too, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight. The hackers know I know they're hacking me and doing stuff. I know. So why don't you do the right thing? You're supposed to be part of the SSN Nation, not the problem. All right, enough. What ticket? The ticket is the SSN Lifestyle is what we do in Punta Cana. We have a real estate business forum that we do, and it's been about almost every 6 months. We go and we have a group, and there's a few people, and then we go around, check out real estate, we check out business, we go see lawyers, we go see, we have loan guys come in, and we check on some deals that we usually have, special deals for buying real estate, or we just have a nice time for about 3 days. So that's what we're doing. And you go to ssnlifestyle.com. That's where you get the ticket. It's only for that. You still have to pay your airfare. You still have to pay for your stay, your hotel or condo. And I suggest if you're new there and don't know where to stay, just stay in Los Corrales area. The reason I say that is because that is where everything is. The beach is there, the restaurants, the bars, the music. There's even a casino, the pharmacy. It's all right within 5 minutes walking distance. And it's inexpensive because that is the tourist section. So for now, downtown is not complete. It's still a ghost town. There's hardly anything there. You can go downtown, but staying downtown is a drag because there's not really, you got to walk, 5 minutes or so to the grocery store, which is fine. But all I'm saying is you have much more things going on in Los Corrales area. Beach clubs, and like I said, all the places have some sort of artist or musician playing almost at least Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even Sundays, and some on Mondays. So there's always something to do. So that's the reason I say stay there. And that's when we pick up from a location in Los Corrales in the morning around 10 a.m. So then this way we start out our day, and that's when we start going off to the races. So hope that's the ticket he's referring to. All right, Brian P., Mr. Dividend is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night live stream with that icon I humbly appreciate. And he says his tagline, hello, Eric. I hope all is well with you. Yes, it is. I got the notification and saw video. Hello, SSN family. Thank you so much. And I know you got those notifications today about the weekly, the monthly, dividends, because he is Mr. Dividends. He is Mr. Yield Max ETF Dividend Master. Brian P. says, smash that like button. I like that. That's what we have to do. Share the videos, ladies and gentlemen, because you never know who's going to be in the house. And by the way, Ted Dagg, I see you. Thank you so much for being in the house. Mr. Compensation, I see you as well. And by the way, I got to admit, thank you for that message. I did receive the text, man. So that's greatly appreciated. We are making money in here. That's right, Brian P. That's what we're trying to do right now. It's nice to have income again. Guys, this is you need to invest in case you lose your job. Plan B. Exactly. It happened to Mr. Emerging Millionaire himself, George Charles. It happened to him. he had a very, very nice income coming in, and he was high up in the company, and they said, oh no, we got to cut his salary. So they said, we're cutting him. So again, ladies and gentlemen, is it really the economy? I'm just going to keep saying, because when you have to work, is it really the economy? Sometimes it can be, because it is a war out here amongst other corporations. But during the meantime and in between time, you should be thinking about, with this arsenal of money, these bullets that you have to consider, what am I going to do with these bullets? Am I going to waste it on liabilities? Because right now, you have no choice. In the next 3 years, I'm going to keep saying this, because by the time I retire from YouTube, I should say, I should be at 2,000 plus videos. That should be enough. And then I'm off to the races, and I'll be Mr. Worldwide once again. But in the meantime, we're going to go there. In 3 years, the upper middle class, you guys who are making 150, 125, 175K annually, you're next. You're next on the chopping block. Why? Because the cost of living is going to rise. There is just no way around it. You cannot stop this snowball that's rolling downhill unless somebody gets serious about paying down debts of the United States. Each citizen has a number on their head. That is debt, and it's accumulating interest every day. And it's not just a few dollars. Okay? It's a lot. It is not just $5, $100, $500, $1,000. It's more than that. It's thousands that you, with an SSN, Social Security number, you are a subsidiary of the United States of America. Any money you earn, you get taxed. You know, like the mob, when they come knock on your window because you own a restaurant and you're in their part of town, and you say, hey man, I'll be by to collect our insurance, AKA tax. Because you know, you don't want your windows to be broken every day. You got to make sure that people don't steal your food or rob you during the week, right? So we need your tax. So we'll be here to collect a few $1,000s per week. United States government does that. Every week you work, they're collecting a few hundreds or thousands, depending on who you are and how much you make. Same thing. So all I'm saying is, you have to start thinking about, where do you live? Because the capitalist system, this is how it works. All right. And just like George Charles said, you have to invest just in case you do lose your job. You have money coming in at least. At Michael Anthony, I focus on the ones that pay the most dividends and are $20 or less. I love that plan too. Going forward, I'm loading up on the weekly ones. My strategy is to combine this income with option trading. Yes, that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Thank you, boss. Rosh Hashanah is a Jewish New Year. Ends tonight at sundown. Exactly. It ended, I think, in most locations. It has ended, unless you're in Hawaii. It's already ended. So yes, it's over. It's awesome. Yes, the Jewish holidays, ladies and gentlemen, very interesting. And some more are coming up over the next 3 months. It's off the charts. Michael Anthony, Iran oil being bought. And Biden said today that their oil could be hit, is why oil is up. This is what I was just talking about. See, this is what I'm saying. Oil is going to be up if there's rhetoric like this. First of all, oil is in Iran, in all of the Middle East, North Africa, Middle East, all right? So yes, that's what I was saying earlier. You should have bought oil stocks like in the last 3 months, 4 months, because soon as you knew Iran was going to escalate, that means United States and Israel have to respond. But Iran has friends, which is also what you call Russia is friends with Iran. Saudi Arabia is also friends with Russia. So there's this little clicky thing that could happen where they go, you know what, we'll just decrease oil production. Plus, we'll set some things on fire. And that'll hurt who? United States citizens? Okay. So again, but you have something you can do. Buy oil stock. Why not? Right? I like it. But this is kind of like predictable. All right, James Way. He's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Financial Friday Night Live Stream with that icon I greatly appreciate next to his name. And he brings his tagline, hello, people, got the notification. Let's get these assets because the rent is too damn high. And the rent is going to continue to be too damn high because the cost of living is already too damn high. And I live in a capitalist system where it has to increase 3 to 6% for these corporations to go to their shareholders and say, see, this is why I should be the CEO. See, this is why I should keep my executive staff, because we have profits. So see, they're working against you actually, because see, they want to get their stock options. They want to make sure they keep their, millions of dollars a year jobs and not hardly do anything. So therefore, of course, they're going to increase the price on you and me, of course. And the rent will continue to be too damn high. Victor, which ones pay weekly dividends? Actually, he gave the list: WTE, RDTE, QDTE, YMAX, YMAG. I think that's 5 right there. But he'll give you the list because I'm way late. Thank you, Eric, for all the information you give. Thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate it. You helped me so much. Brian P., man, thank you so much for saying that. Man, you're doing the damn thing. You're doing the damn thing out here. You are a blessing to everyone. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate these words, man, because this was what I started the Stop Struggling Now channel for. That's what it was for, to try and help everybody. And everybody who thinks there's no way because they think they may be stopped because of things that have happened in the past, or they may not have that much money right now, but at least you're trying to do some things and now get your mind right, because we want everybody to win, because everybody losing is not an option, quite frankly. Michael Anthony from Victor Marrero, what I do first, list all the ones I have in my portfolio from highest to lowest dividends. Then I apply a weight percentage to each and play with the weight using Excel formulas. Oh my, here we go. Here we go. He's already listed. He was ahead of me. Okay, these are the weekly ones. YMAG, QDTE, XDTE, YMAX, WDTE, also QQQY, and IWMY started weekly payments this week. There you go. These last two paid $1.99 and $2.23 per share for the month. We'll see weekly. Exactly. It's going to be a fourth of that, right? But either way, if I can reinvest during the week, that is very, very powerful, because that means they're going to be paying you a dividend based on that reinvestment. And that means you have this curve that goes crazy, especially if we're in double digits. If you're getting 10% or 15% or more, you will see an increase in just a matter of a year to 2 years. That's significant. So there's opportunity here, because the next 3 years, the stock market, in theory, I'm just going to say in theory, should go up because of the rate reduction from the Federal Reserve. That's in theory. The only reason I say that is because I look at things differently from history. I see 1929, 1930 over the last 8 years that has occurred. And that's a problem, because I'll just give you guys some of the tenets of the Great Depression. Tariffs, an increase in the deficit, and the stock market rising. Those are the tenets. Those are the 3 things that occurred. And we have all 3 of those that have occurred now. Isolationism is not good, because people aren't going to buy your goods and services abroad because you enter into a tariff war. So now you don't have money coming in on both ways. That's a problem. Then you have a little bit of money in the hands of a few people. That's a problem. Then you have jobs that people are going to lose, higher paying jobs. And so that's a problem. All of this is just what happened in the 20s. Just happened again in the last 10 years, 9 years. So keep these things in mind. That's why I get excited about the stock market, but at the same time, there's other things to look at. We had a pandemic as well, just like when it was 1917, 1918. Same type of pandemic. Everything that had happened between 1918 and 1929 has happened. The same 9 to 10 year span, it's going down. So something, if you go by history, I'm just saying it could be different now, but it's scary. It's eerie when you start looking at history and looking at numbers and see when recessions happen and what happened before. I study a little bit of this stuff, but and that's the problem that I have right now. I'm doing the Humpty dance, as Brian P. I know you are, man. This man has thousands of shares of dividend paying stock. That is Brian P. Job Way Jays is in the house. I thought I saw him already in the house, but welcome again to the Financial Friday Night live stream with that icon next to your name, another investor I humbly appreciate's in the house. And once again, say hello to the wife, my man, and hello, SSN Nation. Happy Friday, everyone. Received notification, saw the trailer, and he smashed the like button for the trifecta. Thank you so much for that. I greatly appreciate it. Eric, with the news on Dominican Weekly Report, project will be massively delayed. I know, man. I know. In case people aren't familiar with what he's talking about, there's a reason. The report is 10,000 Haitians weekly will be deported. I know some people may say good. And what you don't understand is there are jobs that is needed to run a system. Sometimes it's the immigrants. And why is it immigrants? It's because generally they will be paid less to take those hard laborer jobs. You remove them, and then you try to get these soft people who aren't used to working to fill those jobs, they will not. So therefore, that causes the delay, especially if we're talking about real estate. 10,000 laborers, even for 1 week that's removed, that is astonishing to me. I don't even know how you round up 10,000 people. I mean, this is astonishing to me. I mean, this is crazy. So, I mean, I kind of know how they do it because everybody is a legal immigrant that they know where they are, so they can round up those. But the point I'm still trying to make, if you're taking out 5,000, 10,000 people out of a labor force who generally might be the housekeeper, might be the bellman at the hotel, I mean, maybe a chef, this is wild. I mean, this is so wild. This number of 10,000 to me is, woof. You're only on a little island. 6 or 7, what is it? 8 million, 7 million people on the whole island? You start talking about 10,000 a week and you do 80,000. That's crazy. I mean, in 2 months, to me, this is serious to me. I just find this reprehensible. It's reprehensible. You're right. Regarding these banks, B of A had a quote glitch. Yep. A few days ago, had my account upside down for a moment. Scary. Oh, yeah, it happened. It was in the last 7 days. And it actually happened about a month ago too with Wells Fargo and a few other banks. Remember when there was supposedly a glitch and then it took down the cloud system for like Amazon, the airlines, banks, ATMs, all that was like a month ago. See, this is what I'm saying. Hackers, get on your game. Will you already airdrop some money in the ordinary citizen's account? Everybody that has, I'll just say a number, 100,000 or less. Drop some G's. Will you already? Come on. All right. I don't want to have to come out of retirement for that too. I'm retiring in 3 years from YouTube. You don't want me coming back into the computer situation, please do it already. All right, let's go. Central banks will shackle our feet if we try to move to CBDC. Yeah, I don't think so. Big banks, including JP Morgan Chase, will fight the system. Yeah, it's built in, quite frankly. And in fact, since we're going to be talking about this, it is built in. CEO Jamie Dimon will retire in the next couple of years and doubt he's on board. He's not on board. See, here's the thing that people have to remember. I don't care if we talk Bitcoin or whatever, right? The reason why Bitcoin and crypto and all that is probably DOA is because our system is already, this is why the United States can keep control of the world currency. Everything is based on the ACH America. Bank wires to countries is American. In order for somebody to rebuild that exact system, they can't. Or I should say this, it would take years. So there's no other country where you can actually do the banking from and move money around easily as the United States. So this is why all of the world invests in the United States, because they know you're liquid and reliable. See, that's the key phrases. What's reliable mean? I don't know what it means when they tell Russia or they tell China, we're going to freeze your bank accounts and not give you any money because we have an embargo against you. See, that's where this BRICS thing comes into play. They're like, whoa, wait a minute. These dudes froze up billions of dollars. What do you mean? We can't get it? Hell no, we ain't leaving money over there. It's the same thing as a citizen. Why are you leaving money in banks when you know what they're doing? But I agree with you on this. I think the banks, they are always going to be against it unless you use their system. If they said, okay, everything runs through the banks, as it already does, because it's already digital, the banks are on board. If they say an alternative, such as, oh, no, we're not going to use you, it's going to go through these people to run the cryptos, they're not going to be on board because you're going to circumvent their system. That means also you're going to be circumventing the United States of America and other countries tracking. So how's the IRS going to track you? Therefore, they have to put in place what they've already put in place. When you sign up for crypto, they want you to go through like crypto, let's say Coinbase. You have to fill out everything, right? Same thing's going to happen. You want your money, then you can only go through these exchanges, quote unquote, go through these banks to get your money. So that way they can always jack you. They want to take your money, they just take it. Same thing. They're not going to give you total control. You can forget that is DOA on arrival, because a country is not designed to let you outside of the country box. You can leave the country, but you're still a citizen to that country. You can leave the country and live somewhere else and make money, but soon as that money touches the United States, they want their money. And if you don't give it to them, they'll just steal your money. So again, this is a touchy subject when we talk about these CBDCs. And I agree with Victor Marrero. The banks will never agree. I picked up IWMY, YMAX, and YMAG. Oh, yeah, we know. Oh, what about MSTY? There we go. He's got it. That's what I have, MSTY as well. Love it, love it, love it. Yep, brought YMAG and YMAX as well. Love my SSN fam. Oh, Vanessa Comegate's on board, ladies and gentlemen. Love to hear this. Taking some of that free dividend money week after week is going to be nice. Brian P., I was checking the Defiance website for IWMY and QQQY, and you were right on Wednesday. These two have started weekly dividend distributions effective today. Next declaration date is 9th of October. Oh, my. In case people don't know and you're new here, declaration date is when, if you own by October 9th, that means they're going to give you a check October 11th. In other words, you get a dividend distributed October 11th if it's on Friday, which it should be. But you have to own the stock or buy the stock by that date. And anybody that's already an owner, of course, obviously qualifies. But those of you who think you might want to get on this weekly dividends, then you got to buy before October 9th. It's that simple. Thank you for mentioning the declaration date, Victor Morel, because that's what I wanted to know last week. Okay, Michael Anthony, should bought XOM at 112. Oh, man. Should have bought XOM when it was $35 like 3.5 years ago. But I understand, Michael Anthony, you weren't part of the SSN Nation then. It's okay. It's all right. But yeah, you should have. I'm just, yes, exactly. Any oil purchases should have been 2-3 weeks back minimum. But who knew that Iran was going to fire more missiles again like July? It's not just Iran. See, here's the problem. As long as Israel keeps doing what they're doing, then that means, I've been just saying it for months. I was like, this doesn't make any sense, because this whole dynamic that goes on in the Middle East, they're like not friends with Israel because the United States back Israel. But they're acting like they're not friends with Palestinians either. So Hezbollah is kind of this pseudo paramilitary army, is what I call it. But Iran and other Arab nations have every reason to back Hezbollah. They have no reason to back Israel. So I never understood why the Arab nations never worked with Gaza and said, hey, man, you guys get your own crap over there in Israel. These guys are keeping their stuff and we're straight. There ain't nothing, just leave everybody alone. We're straight. But these guys have never done that because they have their own little Islamic jihadist BS going on. Kind of like in America, you know, groups of people, they don't want to work together to make things better. Same thing. But in that case, they're countries that's doing this. Because all they had to ever do was wake up and just go, hey, guys, what are we doing over here? Why are we all fighting each other? We have everything we need. We don't need these guys coming in here and interfering with our friends and neighbors either. You guys, we invited you. Oh, okay, I don't want to get into Israel. All right, because this is sensitive to me. We invited you over to our country as refugees in 1945, 1946. No other country would take you. Palestinians take you, and then you guys turn into, well, you know what? America, UK, they come over and they say, we're going to make an accord and we're just going to grab up this land over here. You see that over there, that land right there in the middle of Palestine? We'll just make a country out of that. That's a problem. And to this day, it's a problem. It's been a problem for the last 75 years. This is ridiculous. So all I'm saying is, this is the crux of the situation. Then you're taking and talking about holy lands. That's another problem. Then you are doing what you have done all over the world. You're taking other people's culture. When you came from, okay, don't even let me start. When you came from Germany, when you come from Russia, when you come from other locations, and you say you're a Jew, and then that's not the same Jew as they're talking about in the Bible. I'm just like, this is okay. I shouldn't even have got into this. Is it really the economy or investment opportunities and secrets? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It just drives me crazy when this Middle East BS starts. And the United States, UK are all in on it. Russia, France, all these guys are in on it because of the German war. Crazy. I mean, that's just crazy. And I'll just leave it with this. No matter what state you live in, I just want to ask you something. I'll use it a different way. If Russia, China, and Iran, because, you know, you have refugees, and they said, hey, man, we're going to send some of these people over from Qatar to your state, except your state is no longer your state. We're giving half of your state to these other people. And then they come there and then they arm them to fight against you. Are you going to be happy about this? That's what happened in 1946. All right. So you don't think half of your state gone, given to some of these people, and in some cases, in the case of Palestine, welcoming the people, bringing them over on boats. So again, I got issues. I got issues with this. I said, okay, it's cool, man. You guys can come over. In fact, let's get some boats. We got you. Come on over. I don't think you're going to be very happy with the outcome later when all of a sudden they're bombing your ass, telling you, hey, man, I think that's going to be cool beachfront, oceanfront property over there that you guys own. I think we're going to take it. I don't think you're going to sit idly by. I think you're going to be doing what Palestine did and Hezbollah, kidnap a few people, try to kill a few people. I think that's what's going to happen. And then they're going to blame you. Meanwhile, they're killing you like you're freaking animals. Okay, I won't even get into it no more. But the Saudis saying oil could drop back to $50 this week and like flipping a coin. Okay, Michael Anthony, as you know, you're an investor. You know how this works. It's a long-term play. Just because they're talking that stuff right now, what do you think is going to happen? If there's a war where there's oil involved, you know oil prices are going to go up. Are they saying that, okay, let's do it in reverse. Are they saying this? Are they ramping up oil production? Because if they're not ramping up oil production, then how is prices going to go down? They have to ramp up oil production, which would mean that's kind of risky for them because they still want to maintain a certain amount of an oil price. So I can't see how they're going to release oil. That'd be in the benefit of us. We'll take that extra oil. Thank you very much. And the rest of the world, they'll say, oh man, oil production, thank you. I just don't see it. Maybe somebody else has a point of view. Just don't see it. Brian P. Hey, Victor, we are going to make some money. Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do with the dividend investing. It's happening. Jaway J. Eric, wife sends greetings. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully you're having a wonderful evening for the wife. I appreciate it, man. I did a quick interest compound calculation using Excel with YMAG, YMAX, RDTE, QDTE, WDTE. All right. Thank you so much for that. What else are you going to say? Invest 10K and invest 10K, 2K per. Okay, hold on. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2K per YMAG, YMAX, RDT. Okay. And in 24 months, you're making 1K per month. In 48 months, you're at over 4,100 per month. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm talking about. And in fact, you know what the wealthy people do? And unfortunately, I'm not one of them because I did not do this. I got to straight up admit. I wish I would have done what the wealthy people do, but I didn't know at the time. When my daughters were born, I should have, within 1 year, went down to the bank or opened up a brokerage account with me as the parent, and I should have bought them dividend stocks. And for the 18 years, 19 years, 20 years, it could have been just accumulating money on its own. This is something that you would not know, right? Unless your family did this, right? Most people's family don't discuss finances. Wealthy families do. So that's a thing that can be done now for everybody going forward that I mentioned. And in case you never thought of it, this is exactly what you could do because Victor Marrero hit it right on the head. Maybe you don't have 10,000, but maybe you have 1,000. Maybe you have $500. Either way, the money is making money without you having to do anything, and it's growing every year. And every now and then, maybe you throw in 500 or 1,000 just to make it grow a little faster. And you don't have to take risky stocks either. I mean, XOM, I know it's not going to be no 7 or 8% return for their dividends right now because their stock price is 112. It's no longer 34. So, but you can pick some stocks that can give you 5 to 10% returns or dividend returns that have been around for 30, 40 years and just go with those if you want. Or you can pick an ETF of your choice. But all I'm saying is those are the type of things that regardless of the economy, you're still going to be able to produce some money. And that's what you want to do. All right. Let's see. Hey, Eric, check out your email. Oh, he's told me that twice. I don't want to go look. I don't want to go look. Let's see here. Man. All right. Make sure you smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. I want to do something else. I'm going to take a little break here while I go do something regarding this. Hold on. Let's see. Michael, XOM is a good one to have, especially during this time. Yeah, any oil stock, quite frankly. It has taken off in the last 2 weeks. Year-to-date performance, 24.85%, even after missing Q1 earnings, plus 95-cent dividend per share, exactly every 3 months. Or is that annually? Because I know it used to be 30-some dollars, and it was nice dividends then. So that may be no, it can't be every 3 months. I know. Well, maybe it could be. I just can't remember. But either way, what he's saying is exactly right. And it doesn't have to just be XOM. It could be other oil stocks as well, right? So just keep that in mind. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make a little break here. This is what we do. SSN Lifestyle, something you'll never see every now and then. So I'll do, let's see, we'll do this one. You know why? Because I need some water, quite frankly. So this will give me about 3 minutes. So here we go.
Come on, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here once again with me to continue the SSN Nation Friday Night Live stream. I greatly appreciate you joining me this evening. Make sure wherever you are watching this from, smash the follow, smash the like, smash the heart. Wherever you are, smash it. Share the video with other people by hitting a share, because the YouTube gods need to know we're in the house. We're not going anywhere. All right. Not able to log in for whatever reason. This is weird. To my email. What a shock. We'll see here. Only thing about high dividends, usually they're burning cash and not creating real equity for investors. That is the trade-off, Jaway J. He's exactly right. The dividends received doesn't really cover the loss on the asset. He's exactly right with regard to those yield max ETFs. This is why you have to study, because Jaway J has studied. There's a burn rate on a lot of these. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. Even though you're gaining a lot of this cash flow, but that cash flow is actually coming out the back end of the asset. He's exactly right. This is why it matters how you're going to use those dividends to make more money on the other side. So thank you so much for mentioning this, Jaway J, because that is very, very important. And a lot of people don't realize that. It's much different than XOM, for instance, and that giving out dividend versus a yield max ETF account giving out dividends. The reason they can give out higher dividends, it's higher risk. This is why I suggest real estate investment trust. Generally, that's going to keep you somewhere between 10 to 15%, where you'll maintain, for the most part, in an up cycle for the stock market, you'll maintain the stock price, but you'll still be able to get your 10% to 15% return during that time. Anything outside of that, for me, starts getting highly risky, and the value of the stock generally comes down. Okay, Victor Morrell, 96 months, 8 years, over 78K per month. Wow. I think you can retire at that point. Obviously, this is reinvesting in dividends. Math don't lie. Exactly. And I would have to maintain that. This is the only worry I have with high interest, high risk type of dividends. I worry about the length of time. Can it really last for 8 years? That's the difference. We don't know. This is uncharted territory. Because yield max ETFs, for instance, the round hills, they are doing something that's never been done before. And they're using options trading as part of their income strategy. But at the same time, will the stock keep its price? So you may, if it can last 8 years, then that's a win. But can it last 3 years is what I want to know. We've went to 2. Can it do 3? And by all accounts, as long as you have people putting money into it, it can. So we can get to 3 or 4 possibly. I don't know about 8, but if you could, then yeah, you would have to put some of your dividend money into something else that has a lower risk. So that way you still maintain it. So if you were able to get up to 78,000, you should be dumping damn near all of it into something else. Maybe something that gives you 10 to 15% annual return. So then this way, 7,000, 8,000, that's going to be good even 10 years from now, right? Per month. So that should be okay. But I like what you're saying, Victor. I like your math. Did you make your trip? Not yet. He's leaving. And at the end of this month, in a couple of weeks, quarterly dividends plus upside on the equity. Exactly. Those are the ones that, that generally has less. You're going to be 10% dividends and under in order to have an upside on the equity asset of the asset. And highly diversified and low ratios, that helps as well. There's a master class again being put on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I love, these conversations, because we have investors in the house who study, who do this, because you can have different perspectives, but it's all investing. So if you're getting 5%, 8%, 10%, 12, 20, 30, 50, 70%, but there's risk involved with all of it. Some people like high risk, high rewards. I'm one of those type people. Some people say, hold on, I don't like high risk. I'll do low risk. So just give me my 7%, 3%, 5%, and I'm good. So it all depends on what you're trying to do. People have different reasons for different strategies. So I love it. 7-11 max. 7 cents, 11 cents, 11%, 7% to 11% max. That would do it. That's safe to me. Jaway J, solution for that is try to stick with the ones that have been moving sideways. Also, invest a weekly or monthly set amount into the actual stock. Key is to keep a balance. I do options. Exactly. Got to be diversified. Very, very well said. both Jaway J, Brian P, James Way, everybody. Michael Anthony, I know you have some words of wisdom as well. I appreciate all of it because this is exactly what I wanted tonight. Is it really the economy? Because you have opportunities regardless of the economy to make money. That's what everybody keeps forgetting. They say, oh, there's a recession. Well, a recession, you still get to make money. Oh, it's the best stock market ever. Well, you get to make money. You have to be flexible. Life is flexibility because you don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes or the next day or the next week or the next year. Anything can happen. So you have to be prepared for any of these changes. All right, just letting you guys know. Okay, I love this conversation. At Jaway J, remember these high yield dividend ETF strategies is to generate income. You can also use the income to invest into the actual stock. That is true. See, that is one of the things that is a high suggestion that I have, Victor Marrero has, and a few others here have. If you're going to do high risk, high rewards, that high risk money that you're earning, because of what Jaway J said earlier, that the asset price may decrease, that means you should be using that high risk, high dividend money and putting it into a lower risk. That's what I always use the word, lower risk. Instead of me getting 70% or 50% on my money, what's wrong with me putting it into a 10% or 12%? Or buying the stock outright that I think, like for instance, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. Who thinks those are going to be bad investments over the next 10 years? I don't. Google, I don't. And I'm referring to Google, the alphabet stock, right? I don't, right? So if you use some of your dividend money to actually use that free money to buy shares of stock that appreciates, you're accomplishing what Victor Marrero and Jaway J saying at the same time. We do high risk, then we do medium risk, then we buy the stocks that we think are going to be very profitable as well, but using the dividends. I like it because you are diversified in a sense. But the key is you have money coming in now weekly, potentially, and monthly that you can use, that you didn't have to work for. And even if it's like $50 here, $100 there, $200 there, you could actually invest it into a stock instead of reinvesting it into that stock. So you have plenty of options. So you take the risk that you want to take, because we have some shares at YieldMax ETFs right now. And again, this is crazy. If you bought a stock for $10 and that stock gives you $9 in dividends annually, that means all the money is siphoned out of the asset. So obviously that $10 stock has to come down, right? So why would you not use that dividend money to buy a stable stock with an appreciation going up? I like that. That's how you should be thinking. Don't just think that we're going to roll everything into the high risk like a casino. Keep going high risk, high risk, high risk, because sooner or later you're going to burn and crash. That's how it works. Okay. All right. Hold on here. I think I missed something. Remember these high yield dividend ETF strategies that generate income? Yep, exactly. I think it all depends on each of our timelines for retirement. That's exactly right. If you don't plan to retire for the next 20 years, then consider putting a higher percentage into your equity growth ETFs. There we go. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So 20 years is a lifetime. So I'm going to keep saying it. Even if you're 50 years old, you have 20 years. Even if you're 60, you should have 20 years. So you have plenty of time. You can make your decisions. If you, and in some cases, people are going to live, even if you're 60, you're going to live another 30 years. Like I said, I'm going to pull up the story where the lady was 70 something, 72, 74. She invested in Apple stock in the, I think around 2010 or 9. Between 2009 and like 2016, I think Apple split twice. Something along that line. Because it split twice and the stock appreciated, whatever the money she put in, she was not a millionaire, but in a matter of like 8 years, 9 years, that investment she made turned into 1.4 or 1.3 million. That quick. So she was 82 with 1.4, 1.2, whatever it was, from whatever she invested originally, which was, I believe, like 100 and some thousand. If I can still find it. I made a video about it, but that was like 3-4 years ago. That is crazy. That just shows you the opportunity. And all those people who invested in Tesla, I wasn't one of them, in 2007, 8, when Tesla was like $2 or $3. By the time 2018 rolled around, they were very happy. A couple of splits, stock price into the freaking $600-700 or something. Crazy stuff, right? Same with NVIDIA. 2006, penny stock, basically. 2008, cheap. 2010, cheap. 2012, cheap. But over in the last 3-4 years, boom. So again, you have opportunity, but can you find that type of opportunity early? It's hard, I know. But once you find and realize that Apple is Apple, Microsoft is Microsoft, Google is Google, Amazon is Amazon, now you have to go, well, is it worth it for me to invest in these singly, or should I invest in ETF that holds all of those stocks? See, there's a difference. So it's up to you what you want to do, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So it is time to almost wrap this up, unless anybody wants to discuss any other matters. There is some matters that I should discuss also, because I'm already a little bit bent about our old friend, Larimar. And we have people here who invested in Larimar City. Larimar put out a video. I believe it was either yesterday or the day before, on their Instagram page. And the thing is, it showed videos of like the Prime Towers, where it kind of made it where they're going to sit, and then they showed the land. All that I see on the land is nothing. I don't see anything being built. I just see an outline of dirt, rock. I don't even understand why you're showing me this video. Nothing's being built, and the time, it's October 2024. First phase delivery was supposed to be September 2025. There's no way you're building a 17-floor building in less than 11 months, let alone 2 or 3 or 4 of them. And even if I extend it to December, 14 months, you're not either. Even if we extended another 2 years, you're not. So I don't understand why they're showing this stuff. Like, I guess it's for promotion and marketing, because maybe some of the new people don't realize it's 2 years later and some months from when we first came in contact with them, and seeing dirt and a road in, and you can see some digging started, but obviously you can't do anything unless you have permits. They don't have permits. So they're not building anything. They can't build a foundation. They can't do anything, literally. So to just sit here and show this over and over again is only for new clients potentially. And I'm sure they're getting them because they advertise, like Victor Morero said on Wednesday. Now, I was running some numbers, talking with Mo on our SSN Lifestyle WhatsApp group that we privately have. And I started really analyzing, if I take a look out, step back, forget the first phase, which is 5 buildings, was supposed to be 5 buildings. 5 17-story buildings, that's 1 Horizon View building and 4 Prime Towers. But here's what I always forget about. I forget about there was supposed to be a sports complex, basketball, tennis, pickleball, baseball. There was also supposed to be a beach club about a 1/6 of a kilometer. I'm just going to say a 1/6 of a kilometer because it's either a 1/6 of a mile or 1/6 of a kilometer. Either way, does not matter to me. That's a nice distance. So those are supposed to be beach clubs, and those beach clubs were supposed to have retail also along the line. So it's not only just the buildings. They were supposed to build all that as well. And they added the villas, the lots at the lots that's on the golf course. Not saying that they were going to build villas on the golf course, but now in their brochures and some of their marketing, it appears that they now are building villas or maybe taking on that. If they're taking on that, I don't see how this is crazy. They would have to have something that's unprecedented. There is not one builder that I know of that was taking on different sections of their project and building it at the same time. What do I mean by that? Horizon 1 is in a whole acreage next door to Prime Towers. So in other words, if I'm going to build at Horizon 1, I got to have a crew at Horizon 1. If I'm going to build at Prime Tower 1, I got to have a crew building Prime Tower 1. And then we have to go for each one. I got to have a crew building each building at the same time. And I got to have a crew out back building my sports complex. And I have a crew that's building the beach club section. There is nobody that's ever done this. I'm like, these guys are expecting me to believe that they're going to be doing it where nobody's ever done it. And people have been taking 5 years, 6 years, 7 years to build projects. This is just foolishness. So now I realize, I'm like, wait a minute, this is going to be 2025 in like 2.5 months. Almost 2 months and 3 weeks. It's going to be January 1st, 2025. Which 9 months from there, they were supposed to deliver, but they probably won't even have their permits by January 1st. So in order for them to build 5 buildings, let's just forget about the date of September or December 2025. They got to build 5 buildings, 17 stories high, plus everything else I described. How many years is this going to take just for that? And never mind the other Breeze Tower, the other Paradise Tower condo hotels, never mind the other 3 buildings for a condo hotel. All that has to be built within the next year. So we're talking about a significant number of buildings. We're talking about 4 primes, 1 horizon, that's 5 buildings. 1 Paradise plus the Paradise condo hotel, that's 7 buildings. 3 buildings in the condo hotel, I don't remember, Aston, I think they were. That's 10 buildings. The 11th building is Breeze Tower 1. That's 11 buildings, which are all 17 stories high. That's significant. That's like 190 floors. And you have 4, 5, what is that? 11 buildings. So you're going to have crews. All crews are going to be building 1 floor a month simultaneously. I don't think so. Nobody's ever done this. And you're expecting me to believe these guys are going to do it? Who's never built a project in the DR? I don't see this. What I see is 2028 in my future, 2029 in my future, 2030 in my future, but I damn sure don't see 2026, 2027 in my future. If you're going to tell me 1 building or 2 buildings, I might give you that. But anything past 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, I just don't. There's nobody that's ever done it, and they're not starting now, especially with the deportation situation that they're talking about for Santo Domingo. That's going to affect other parts of the island as well, because those people are going to have to be replaced by somebody. Where are they going to get that crew? It only makes sense to me that the crews are going to move around or something has to be omitted. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to be part of the crew, but this is not freaking Middle East. And the reason I say this is people may not understand how Dubai and places in the Middle East get built so fast. It's because they're able to use their migrants from India and Africa. They have a higher population number than Dominican Republic, obviously. So when you have 1 billion people at your disposal who are in low income situation, they're going to go to Dubai. They're going to go to the Middle East to help build something, because staying in their country, who wants to make $1, $5 a day? That's crazy, right? So that's what happens. Dominican Republic doesn't have that luxury. And you're damn sure won't be shipping in 1,000 people or 2,000 people. That ain't going to happen. That costs you an arm and a leg. Plus, you're going to be responsible for them in the DR, by the way, just as you would in the United States. Do you think they're going to do H-1B1s? I don't think so. So all I'm saying is I'm not optimistic. And there's other reasons I'm not optimistic. I'm only doing this on a live stream. I was thinking about doing a video, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to do the video. Here we go. Victor says, if I still had 20 more years before retirement and had to do it again, I would do 45% QQ, 40% SPY, 15% high yield dividends. In 20 years, you'll be wealthy. Just my opinion. You're right. But in 20 years, Victor Marrero, that's another lifetime. You just retired. You're going to live another 20 years. So you can do it now. Just saying, if you wanted to. But here's the point, though. The reason you can say that is because you have hindsight. But no matter what you could have invested in the just QQQ, SPY, just those over the last 20 years. Oh wait, that's 2004 till 2024. You would still be good. The stock market has, Jesus, Obama doubled the previous. Trump, 19. No. Trump was 19. Obama must have been like 8 or 10,000 on the stock market number. So Trump almost doubled or did double Obama. Biden has doubled Trump. So no matter what you would have been holding from 2004, because you know who was in 2004? Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, all those companies, their stocks were like under $20. So you would have had the same appreciation, split stocks, all that stuff, and you would have won anyhow. That's the beauty of what happened since 2004 to 2024. It was almost like it's the perfect storm. Can that duplicate itself? Ooh, that's where we're going. If it I don't see where there's enough money to make that happen. Larimar always made me question the fact of no info on the sewage system of such a large project. James Way, you hit it right on the head. You've hit it exactly on the head. This is what starts coming to mind. What are you going to do with that volcanic rock? What are you going to do with all these units in one place? The infrastructure that I've been talking about, that in the DR, everybody keeps to omit. They're just like, yeah, no big deal. I'm like, dudes, you've already added 1,000 complexes in Bavaro, 1,000 units in Bavaro, 2,000 units in Bavaro. You don't care about figuring out where sewer is going to go. You're going to have people living in these places. Add 2,000 people in a small area that's running water, flushing, doing all this crazy stuff, pool water and all that. Where's all this waste going to go? And driving down the street, you're not going to expand streets? I mean, seriously, this is where we're going. And you're exactly right about this. This is, in fact, this is a conversation I'm having with Estancia right now, because they too want to have, I think they wanted to have 22 buildings. They're only like 6 stories high, but still that's 22 buildings. They're talking about 1,000 units. I said the same thing. I'm like, dude, that's farmland. Where's the sewer? What sewers? There's no sewer out there. So where's all the waste going to go? Oh, we're going to have a treatment plant. Well, newsflash, you're not building a treatment plant in 2 years. I'm like, where is it? You better get started. You don't have a permit for nothing other than your entry point right now. You don't even have a permit to build. So what are you telling me about this? This is why I have issues. It's cheap, Vistancia. But I'm just like, just what you're saying. Where is the sewer simply going to be? How are you going to get water in there? How is water? Okay, first of all, you can't drink the water in the DR. So what's your water source? I mean, I'm going to have contaminated water. When I brush my teeth, the water's contaminated. I mean, what are we talking about here? This right here is major, especially at Larimar and Cruise on Land. Cruise on Land has a water park. Larimar is going to have beach clubs. How are you going to filter all this stuff? Where's it going to go? And where are we getting fresh water from? That's what I want to know. Those cannot be answered. And so it's one of these trust me, bro things. But I don't trust them anymore because there's certain situations that have come up, and I'll air them right now. Here's some of the situations. First of all, I talked about this before. I took the video down. Larimar used to be called something else by a different company. So just keep that in mind. Then Larimar took over in 2021 towards the second half of 2022. But that doesn't dissolve them of anything. They still have the same issues at hand that they had back then. The same thing we were saying back then. Hey, June of 2023, when Daniel Malky came on, and I said, hey, man, you're on volcanic rock. What are you going to do? How are you going to build? No problem. We'll have a model up by summer. Well, that didn't never happen. But the same questions start arising. Where are we getting water from? How are you going to do sewer? What about electricity? None of this has been answered after 2 years. Zero. Do you see them digging trenches? I don't. Do you see them bringing down electrical? I don't. All of this stuff that has to tie in to build these 17 stories is going to take time. So will they be made is the question. Some other things that have come up. Remember in 2022, there were going to be a certain hotel group. I can't remember right now because, again, that's over 2 years ago. EV Hotels is one. There was going to be another hotel group that was going to make bungalows over water. Do you think hotel groups are going to sit around and wait 2 or 3 years before they can start building? Because a hotel generally takes 2 years to build, especially if we're talking about 3 or 4 floors. It's going to take them 2 years to 2.5 years to build. So if you agree to something in 2022, and here it is 2024, and you can't even get a permit to start building on it, of course we're going to bail. You think we're going to hang around? Hell no. And that is what happened. So then the next group came James Hotel and I can't remember the other name. It's not Aston, it's not Banyan, it's Archipelago Group. Sanista Grand Hotel. So Sanista comes. Do you think they're going to wait another year or two? See, this is what I'm saying. I'm like, that's not how this works. They don't sit around waiting a year or two. That's the thing, because it takes them 2 years. So right now, the hotels that would be on that boardwalk that has not been built yet, they can't even start because they're not going to be able to have the permits. It's crazy. It's real crazy. So now as I'm talking, with Mo earlier tonight. I'm like, wait a minute. Is this really a scam? I know I hate to say this because I promoted Larimar. I never believed it. We went to their offices. We talked with them. We had other people. We talked to them. They're like, yeah, and they are on the stock exchange. They used all of that. But then I started thinking. They said they had deals with all these people, hotels and beach club personnel and numerous amounts of deals, like the cleaning, the AVV company. The AVV company's bankrupt now, but they did a press release like a year and a half ago. That company's toast. EV Hotels never built a hotel, and they were in Atlanta, Georgia. And I said, I want to come see you. You can't see them. They don't even have a real office. But yet a press release came out that said they were going to build a 5-star hotel on Larimar property. That was a lie. All these press releases are nothing more than to get people to invest at their stock market in Spain and for this property at Larimar. That's what it looks like to me right now. You can't keep talking after 2 years goes by, after telling people we're going to start a year ago, knowing you didn't have your environmental license, knowing after your environmental license, when you get it, that it's going to take you 3 to 6 months to get your permit, knowing even after you get your permit, you have to rev up to building, because I don't see any cranes out there. I don't see nothing out there that you can just all of a sudden start building. You have nothing out there. And their response of, oh, you don't know what we have at the customs, or whatever the hell their response was last time I saw them. I said, Jude, you guys are messing with me right now. Oh, you don't know how many workers we have. We have people ready on standby. I'm like, what? You're importing people now? Okay, let's say you do. It's another 8, 9 months. What? You're putting them in a hotel for the last 8 or 9 months? No, you're not. Come on, that's foolish. So it was a lie the whole time. So again, this is a problem. And it's not even just Larimar. This is a problem with all these projects who think, because Americans have been greedy, I have to admit, invest in our projects, they hold the money, then it's 5 years later, 6 years later, 7 years later, before it's built. So Larimar's not getting off the hook. It's just that I've been trying to figure out what video I'm going to make next, because my next video will not be so kind. My next video is going to show all of the press releases and all of them being a lie. That's what it's going to show. They even took over property at Los Terranos, another failed type of a project that you guys know about. And so they came on board. What has happened with that? They're not doing nothing there either. So I still have not seen any project over 2 years plus that they've actually developed. Zero in the Dominican Republic. But yet the new buyers are going to say, we built stuff in wherever, South America. See, here's some pictures. And I'm like, your pictures are no good anymore. Press releases are no good anymore. I don't really care what you said you built before. As far as I'm concerned, you have never built anything before. Everything you're saying is a lie. We're on the stock exchange in Spain. Congratulations. Maybe I should look into see what it takes to be on the stock market in Spain, because right now you are screwing up. That's the way I look at it. You have collected millions of dollars and have done nothing but sit here and gaslight people. That's it. You're not telling the truth. You didn't even have the courtesy to tell people we're waiting on an environmental license. So please bear with us. That's why once that gets approved, then we're going to have to get our permits. So I'm sorry to tell you that we don't know when that is, but we do know it's going to take 3 to 6 months for permits. Best case scenario. We know it's going to take 6 months to a year for an environmental license. Best case scenario. If people knew that, then they would probably be going, wait a minute, that's 12 months plus 6 months is 18 months. My payment plan is 28 months. What do you mean it's going to be built in 28? It can't be. You just said It's going to take you 18 months before you get approved. That means if you start building at month 19 or 20, my payment plan's damn near over. And it's going to take you how many years to finish past that? But they didn't tell us that. So they leave it up to me to tell them, tell people, and then they get phone calls at their office. And then they call me up going, hey, man, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I doing? I help people. I don't screw people. Now that you guys are screwing people, I have to tell them what's happening. That's the situation as I'm talking tonight. That's why this is detrimental. We have people that invested. Has everyone here given the deposit for Larimar 30% down? I haven't. If so, then I can see why it will be hard to pull out, especially if they penalize you for withdrawing. Yes, they have this thing or had this thing about 15%. In my case, pulling out was crazy. Well, in this case, they allegedly, for some people, gave back 15%. Have they given me back anything? No. And I don't think they really want to start triggering that give back money, because the bottom line is just what I described. I hate to say this, but I'm telling you right now, I expect 1, 2, or 3 buildings to be built by 2027, 2028. And I'm leaning toward 2028 now, because in 2 months and 3 weeks, it's going to be January 2025. There's no way they're building 51 stories even in 3 years. That's 36 months. They would still have to be on this 1.5 months a floor. That's what they would have to be on. And I don't see how they're going to have enough manpower to do that. They would need a crew at each building. And even then, that crew would have to be able to produce 1.5 floors every month. That is not a thing. That doesn't happen in the DR. Hell, it doesn't happen anywhere, quite frankly, except, like I say, in Miami. No, not even in Miami. Nativo, they built the first 17, 18 floors in 2 years in Miami. They have they have everything under lock in one location. It took them 2 years and a few months to build their 17 floors, 18 floors rather. Gale, Miami. They still got 40 more, well, total 40 some floors. They're not finished, the 40. So that's in Miami, and they're not in Miami. So there is no freaking way they're going to be building anything in 2 years. That means we're going to be at 2027, 2028. So what I'm getting ready to say, everybody that purchased at Larimar, it's up to you. I know. I already told you guys I stopped paying now like 6-7 months ago. So whatever happens, happens. But I'll be damned if I'm going to give these guys $5,000, another $5,000, because I got like every 3 months, $4,000, whatever, 4 or 5 grand every 3 months. At the end of this year, I would have given them probably about 15,000 more. So I'll be damned if I'm going to lose 15 grand or 17 or whatever it is, then I'll lose. Well, I don't know if I'm going to lose. I should be getting back everything but 15%, but they won't give it back. But the point is, I'm not going to lose 35, 40 grand. Let's just put it that way. Or 50, because it was a 10, 30. So 40% was, it was going to be 58, I think. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here, give them 58 grand, and then sit here and wait till 2028, 2029, or 2030 before the half-ass thing is built. That's 6 years from now with already 2 years gone by. That'd be 8 years. That's a real possibility. 2028, 2029 is a real possibility. That's what you guys have to understand, because some of you have a year to go. They extended the new guys stuff to where it's first Horizon 1. Yeah, he owns it, Horizon 1. I think they told him May 2026. It does not matter. It won't be finished in May 2026 either. he's going to have to wait 2 more years or 3 more years. It's not going to happen. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, no, 30%. That's going to be another 10 months from now, Victor Moreau. Everybody in first phase, their payment plan expires in August. August was the last payment time you can have. September 1st was delivery or expected delivery. So everybody's payment ends in the month of August 2025. That's not everybody, but everybody who signed up 2021 and 2022, that's when it expires. Hey, Eric, you helped me start making money. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here and sharing, man. That helps out greatly. You are keeping it real, old school talk. Exactly. We have to keep doing your thing with the information. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, it's Friday night, and I'm going to leave the story. On Wednesday, I started the story about France. Some of you, I'll bring you up to date right now because it's story time. And yes, I have I think I have it. Yes, I do. All right. So I was telling people I'll give a quick synopsis of the story. I'm in France, and I have my hoodie. I go, I see some watches because I love watches. I see watches in this place. And again, I'm at Champs-Élysées in Paris, France. And the guy says 2 blocks over is this place that has some nice watches. So I think I'm going to this watch place. I get there. I have my hoodie. It's split. I have a little rip down the middle. It's a Green Bay Packers. And I have my hoodie on because it was around 50 degrees. And I try to buzz in. The guy just looks at me and doesn't buzz me in. I move out of the frame. My wife comes and she's wearing some fur something. All of a sudden, the buzzer starts going off. And so we come in and I walk in first. And when I walk in, a guy is putting in a case. He gets up there, puts his fingerprint on the case, opens it up, puts in something. And it's a guy from downstairs. The actual jeweler just made what he put in the case. So as I'm walking down, what he put in the case is this thing that's sparkling. It's shining because the halogen lights, that's what the trick they use in the jewelry stores, you know, the halogen, the special lighting. So it looks like it's glitter, whatever you're buying, right? So that's what's happening. I ignore it. I'm like walking by and I'm just like hoping the wife doesn't see it, but I don't know how that's not going to happen. Sure enough, as I'm walking down, I hear, honey, honey. And the reason why she's saying this is because I got her a 3-carat heart-shaped diamond ring and it cracked when we got married. So that was the standard, right? So now I told her, okay, I'll get you something else eventually, right? Well, this could be the day because guess what they put in that case? It turns out heart-shaped diamond ring and it's glittering. And she's going, honey, honey. And as I'm walking down and the guy with the watches are past that. And I said, where's the watches? And we're talking real low. And I said, she's pointing at that ring, isn't she? And he goes, yeah. I said, I knew it. That thing was glittering. So then I'll fast forward to the ring's nice. I have it with me because I told people on Wednesday, I'll bring it. I'll show you what it is. So the end of the story. So during the course of the week, I have an American passport with me. So he tells me the price when I'm at the store. And I said, nah, that's not going to happen. So I told him something to the effect of, I'm leaving in like 4 or 5 days, whatever it is. And I said, well, you got 4 or 5 days to get the price right. And so he just starts laughing. So over the next day, he calls me up. He tells me a price. I said, I'm leaving in like 3 days because I can't remember. It was either 3 or 4 days, somewhere in there. I'm leaving in 3 or 4 days, whatever. So then he calls me 2 days to go before I leave. And he says a price. And I said, I said, that's getting a lot better, but I'm still leaving in 2 days. So then he calls me again and he gets me another price. And I said, oh, now you're getting there. So then he says, well, if I'm getting there, don't you think you should send over my passport, send over your passport because you're going to have to you know, I have to record it. You're going to have to pay the VAT and taxes and all this. So I might as well start getting things right. If you think we're in the ballpark, maybe now I could do it. I said, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. Since all I have to do is fax you over my stuff, I'll go down to the front desk and have them fax something over to you. He says, okay. And then all of a sudden, this is like, let's say, I don't know the time. Let's say it's 12 or 2 in the afternoon. The guy calls me back soon as apparently I was downstairs. The office sent it. I get back upstairs. And between that 5-minute time, he calls me and he starts going, why didn't you tell me you were French? Are you serious right now? We could have avoided all of this. You don't have to pay none of the VAT, none of the taxes, nothing. In fact, I'm going to even make the price even lower for you because now you're French. I said, I know. He's like, why didn't you tell me? So yes, we do get perks, ladies and gentlemen, when you're born overseas. All right. So that's the first story. So when I told people this story, that's the shortened version. I said, okay, on Friday night, I'll show the ring so you guys can see what the wife was looking at. This isn't for everybody, but it's the wife. She likes it. I have to. I didn't have to, but I had to. All right. So I have the ring with me tonight that you guys can see that she saw. Now, I don't have the same lighting as the jewelry store, but I did bring it tonight because I figured over the next 2 years, year and a half or so, I said, I'm going to have stories every Friday night. So since I told the story, I'll show some stuff. So here's the first part of the ring that she saw right here. As I don't know. Can you guys see it? Yeah, you can see it, right? Okay. See how it has a little V to it? Let's see what else we got. Oh, yeah, there's diamonds everywhere. Yeah, there's diamonds. I never really paid attention to it because it's for the wife, but there you go. Now, what you guys can't see is that it's yellow. It doesn't show yellow on the screen, but yellow heart-shaped diamond. Can anybody guess how many carats this is? I know it's kind of relative, right? Let me bring my phone up here. Here's a Note 9. So you guys can have some comparison. So we'll play a little game, right? Also, I will tell you one other thing. Notice they have this here, space between. So notice underneath. So it gives it that extra glittery thing in person, right? And also, I think, if I remember right, the guy who made it, he puts a stamp on here. The stamp is on the outside in France. Let me see if you can see it. Yeah, you can see the stamp. These are stamps for the maker. And Fortis made this ring. All right. So anybody want to care to guess how many carats the heart shape is? Not the whole thing, just the heart. Now, you want to see something else that's wild? Here's what else is wild. You guys can't see this too good either, but notice it also has a bend. So guess what else happens? So you see that? But again, you guys can't tell because I don't have the right lighting, but the stones in here are yellow as well. So anyhow, that is the story about how the wife gets this ring. Part of the story, because the second one is different, but the first one, that's the story that I started on Wednesday. That is the result of me going to France and buying, and I was born in France, in case you're new here. So therefore, my passport that I always use and keep on me is my American one. I got to go and get my French one renewed anyhow. But the point is, I always keep my American because that allows me to go everywhere, pretty much. I mean, it's over 300 countries you can just boom to, and I don't have to sweat. So when I showed him my American passport, it tells you where you're born in there. And when they saw Evru France, he was like, wait, you're French, but you don't speak French. I said, no. And he's like, it don't matter. You're getting a discount, son. I was like, right on, man, right on. And so this whole thing about us haggling was kind of funny because we would not have even haggled if it would have happened from the get-go. If I had a French accent or he knew I was French, I would have had the right price day 2. But it took all week for them to lower the price by thousands, I will say. The VAT itself was going to be a few thousand, just to give you guys an idea. So then he's showing me the list. He's like, man, we took off this thousands. We took off this. And he took off something else that I don't even know what it was. But there's some things that he was able to take off because I was French that I didn't really gather, but I was happy because he gave me the price that I actually wanted plus a little bit less. I wish they were still in business. It was Fortis. They're 2 blocks over from Champs-Élysées. And I looked them up. I used to be with them on Facebook, and I don't see them anymore. But I looked online too for the jewelry stores, and I don't see it. So I'm hoping they're still there because when I go there, and I was supposed to go this year, when I go there next year, I want to hopefully they're there, and I want to bring in this so they can do some things that I want. Nothing, anything. I'm just hoping the jeweler is still there and he can shore up some things because I don't want to leave this with any jeweler, quite frankly. And that's what it is. All right. So that's the end of that story from Wednesday night. And I told you guys from now on, yes, I have 150 stories. All right, I have more. We have about 150 days left, maybe 160. I have 160 stories. I know. I tell you guys, I've had one hell of a life. All right, I've given you guys stories over the last 5 years, but I can give you more details of stories that I actually talked about before. All right. So I'll end it with this since it's almost a few hours. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you share the videos. Make sure you check out the Dominican Republic Weekly that I dropped, the video I dropped earlier today. I'm going to start doing something that I haven't done, and I'm going to start acting like a YouTuber. So therefore, I suggest you subscribe to the channel, click your all notification buttons. All right? Because I am going to start doing impromptu live streams, dropping videos, live streams during the day. All right, that's going to start commencing Monday next week. All right, Monday next week. All right, Victor Marrero, he says huge, but does anybody know what huge means? How many carats do you think the heart-shaped ring is? How many carats do you think this is? And remember, Victor Marrero, here's the thing about heart shape. The heart shape is hard to not crack. That's the thing. And too bad you guys, my camera's not that good. Because, let me see. Because here's the other thing. The jeweler, he did one hell of a job. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's facets in here. So not only did he cut the heart shape, he's got facets across all of this. It's insane, quite frankly. And it's one of a kind. They only made one. You'll never see a ring like this again. Simply because here's the build on it. Look, it's separated. Underneath, you got air. So this is not an ordinary ring that you're going to make. Because see, you can see down below, underneath, there's more. So this is why it's kind of a hidden type of deal. And then you have, see this here? You see, it goes all the way around. It's different. It's not like he put the post up and then the sides itself are different as well. See the V shape, and then one side's flat. So this is the type of thing that has to be, it's special made. Nobody else has this in the world. All right. There's no duplicate anywhere. So let me know if anybody can even guess what the carat is for the heart shape, not overall for all the rest, just the heart shape. All right. Let me know. Victor Morel says it's huge. Yes. Yes. For a heart-shaped diamond, it is. Heart-shaped ring, it is. James Wade, nice. Thank you. Eric, I need to talk with 6. I need to talk with 6. Okay. All right. Okay. By the way, I can't get into my email that you were telling me to get into. I don't know why I keep having this Java. Oh, wait. I'm able to get in. So I'll see what this email is. All right. So I guess since somebody's not going to guess, I'll tell you so you guys will know. Yeah, I had calls from Canada trying to sell me a diamond. Don't do it, man. And don't do it unless do not buy over the phone. Do not buy by pictures. You got to go get somebody to look under the scope, see how much of the carbon's inside. You're going to pay less carbon, higher price. All right. Just keep, in case you don't know about jewelry, diamonds are based on a myth, so to speak. I've told this story before, but more carbon, the less it costs. But the thing is, eyesight can't see the small bits of carbon. You need the eyeglass. So that's the thing. So sometimes if you go, well, I don't know how many people look at diamonds and stuff in jewelry, but if you're going to go and be serious about it, you should go to the diamond and jewelry mart where you can actually buy wholesale. A lot of people have their own business licenses and business numbers. You should go buy it directly from the dealers, because then you're going to be pissed, because then you're going to be like, wait, that's 30, 40 grand at the store. Why are you telling me this is like 4 grand? That's the thing. You're going to be like shocked what they sell diamonds and jewels for. It's off the charts. That's why jewelry stores can stay in business for so long, because their markup is crazy. Just like watches, they have markups that are crazy if you like those high-end brands. So same thing applies. All right, let's go. All right, so I'll tell you, it's 4 carats is just the heart shape. The overall total, I don't even know. They wrote it down. Quite frankly, I didn't care, because again, when it's for the wife, right? So as soon as the wife says, honey, honey, pointing at it, and soon as I'm sitting there telling the guy she's pointing at it, and then I'm like, how am I going to get this at the right price that I can afford? Because already in my brain, I'm like, okay, is this going to, because what you guys can't tell is that it's yellow. It's not just a diamond it's not a clear, it's yellow. So the thing is, I'm like, oh, sheesh. Is this 40? Is this 35? This is not going to be good. I'm like, this is not going to be good. I'm like, so like I said, it was a pleasant surprise when it was way less than that. We were making money in here. So especially when he found out I was French, he's like, he just started taking off thousands. I mean, it was almost like wholesale day. It was beautiful, beautiful. And one of a kind, like I said. So I had to show this because I was mentioning the story on Wednesday. So in case anybody just came, it's the wife's. It's not mine. I would never wear anything crazy that big. In fact, as you guys know, I don't even think I've ever had jewelry on any time. I don't generally wear jewelry. I wear watches though. Wait a minute. I have my case here too, but no, I can't show you guys. I already showed you guys this watch. I'm out here traveling, so I showed you that one. Speaking of that, oh, Okay, because I had my case with me, because I'm actually at the hotel, so they're letting me use their conference room. Because the hotel room, I didn't want to disturb the wife, so I might have shown this before, but here's the wife again. Look at this. It's a Techno Marine. I know, with the silicone strap, water resistant and all. It's a freaking chronograph. It's crazy. I don't know if I've ever shown this before, but yeah, she has a Techno Marine, which is not a high-end brand or anything, but it's cool for a woman, right? So that's her little deal. And whenever I travel, she keeps like 2 watches. I keep 2. And you guys have already seen it, but we might have some new people. So I'll show my watch. You guys have seen this one before. I like big watches. And I like Invicta. But Invicta makes all different kind of watches. But I've shown this one before because I was wearing it one time. But this one's the one I wear. It's 50 millimeters. You guys have seen this one before, I think. All right, that's Invicta special chronograph, purple steel bracelet, function pushers. So okay, I'll give us a little show, I guess. Here's function pushers on this side. So since it's a chronograph, let's see here. We'll get it moving, right? We're gonna get this. Oh, hold on a second. Forgot my crown's pulled out. Hold on a second. Let's get the movement going, all right? All right. We'll get the second hand moving. A lot of people, the wife is like, I want the second hand to move. But you see the one at the center at the bottom? That's the one that moves. So then if you do the chronograph, you can start everything moving, but that wears out your battery. So you see the pentagon and then the function pushers, you know, up here. So you guys have seen this one before. This one's one of my favorites. So I usually take this with me, and then I have another one. And see, I'm not wearing anything. I normally don't wear anything that often, but when I do, this is what I bring. I bring the heat, 50 millimeters, and we're good. So that's all I have in my case tonight by accident. But since I had it, might as well show you guys. This is what I rock with. This type of stuff is what I rock with every now and then. So when you see me on the plane, I might be wearing one of those. All right. Not one. The wife will be wearing maybe the white one. She has another one upstairs. Just like me, I have another one that you guys have never seen upstairs. And so one of these days I'll show that with the stories. All right. Let's go. Okay. Makes me want to start collecting. Always like watches. James Way. Yeah. It's a lost art because everybody has this. Or you have the one on your wrist, which is the Apple Watch or something like that, because it can monitor you. But I don't care about that. I just like watches. I've always liked watches. The only thing I didn't like about watches was that they were 38 millimeters, 39 millimeters, basically. I always thought, I was like, these are girls' watches. These are women's watches. I don't like the small watches. So I always was trying to get 45, 43. But the high-end watch community, the Swiss watchmakers, looked upon it like, we don't make those, man. Get your 37, get your 38 millimeter and shut up. So that's why I'll give you guys another story. In fact, this is why I actually went to Switzerland one time, because I was going to have my own watches made at a Swiss manufacturer. Exactly. I know. So the largest watch at the time was 45 millimeters. And it was a 45 millimeter with the Swiss movement, made in Switzerland, steel. I can't show you. Wait. Let me see this. Hold on. The same movement. Yep. Same movement as this one. This is an 8040N. The reason why I'll show you. Yeah, we stopped it. Notice the at the top is the date. Each midnight, it moves the date over, right? I don't even have this on half the time until I wear it, then I push it back in. But the date switches back. So when it gets to Saturday on the other end, they call this a switchback because when it hits Saturday, midnight, the hand goes all the way back to Sunday on the right-hand side. Or is that left-hand side? Anyhow, right-hand side. So this is what I was going to have made, but at the time it was going to be 45 millimeters. Not this watch here, though. And so the guy, I even have designs. Maybe one of these days I'll show you guys a design that I had for EB Watch Company. And so I have designs from Switzerland from the manufacturer who's going to make it for me. If I can find them, maybe I'll tell you the whole story about it. And you won't believe the price if I tell you. You'll just get mad. The reason why I'm going to say you're going to get mad is because people are running around buying Swiss watches for 15 grand, 8 grand, 10 grand, 20, 30 grand. And these guys are going to make me a Swiss watch from a Swiss manufacturer, made in Switzerland with the Swiss made, fully 100%. And we're talking something like a few $100s. That was it. So I could sell that watch for close to, at the time, I don't know about now, but at the time it would have been somewhere almost like 1,000, unknown brand. I think I was going to have it somewhere around $899 or $875, something like that. So from 200, but if I would have ordered, quantity, then it would have been like 100s and something. I think we were at 155. It was crazy. So then we had like a $700 markup. It was crazy. So all it takes is 100 to 1,000. 1,000 units sold to 700 grand. So this is how it all started with me. I was over in Switzerland too for this to check out a watchmaker because I was like, this is too crazy. And I like watches, so why not make my own? So then I ran into Invicta. And then I was like, oh, shoot, I'm not going to even play with these guys. They make 50 millimeters, 55 millimeters, 48 millimeters. And they are a company that can make any design. So I was like, forget that because it's going to be hard for me as a micro brand to actually, get a lot of sales. So then I just gave that up and said, okay, I'll just buy from Invicta because I like their watches. Okay, a Rolex watch that went to the moon is being auctioned. Oh, yeah, the Apollo 14 Edgar Mitchell strapped the timepiece to his right wrist for the 1971 mission. Opening price $65K, will be a lot more in a few days. Isn't that by isn't that Sotheby's? I think it is. Isn't that the Sotheby's? That was the next one after what just happened? Yeah, that's correct. And I am shocked that it's not higher than that. But wasn't it just a Submariner or something? I think it was a Submariner, if I'm not mistaken. I know which one you're talking about. I know which one. Yeah, I think, 65K. I'd be shocked if it stayed under 100. I'd be shocked if it stayed under 150. I think it has to go. I'm not thinking it's going 300 or 400 G's though. I don't think so. I think it's going to be, I think it might be double and a little bit more. 150, that's where I think it's going to end up. I'd be shocked if it ended up. Let me know, Victor Morero, if that's a Sotheby's. I think it is. I think it is Sotheby's. I think it was. Wasn't that Sotheby's? Damn, I saw it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Sotheby's. I'm pretty sure. Let me go see. Sotheby's, Apollo. What is it? It's a Rolex. It's Mitchell's, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's at Sotheby's. Yep, that's where it is. I see it right now. One day mission was the first Rolex on the moon, astronaut. But where is it? It's not saying where it is, though, just by looking it up. He has the telemetry station inscribed, vintage NASA red. Oh, yeah, I still have seen it, though. I just can't remember who's doing it. Just there's a lot of art. Sotheby's. Here it is. Number 153. Mitchell with Old Glory. Lunar module. No, this isn't it. This is not it. Hold on a second. This is a picture. So this is not at Sotheby's, maybe. I don't know, because I saw it. I know I saw it. Rolex magazine, Pepsi, GMT, Master Rolex. It's an oyster. He's wearing Omega Speedmaster, but I don't know what this is. There's all kind of misinformation going on. What is it? Apollo 13, Collins wearing Rolex Turnograph. Wearing his Rolex GMT. They're all wearing Rolexes. Jesus Christ. What were these astronauts doing up there? Marketing. Okay. Yes, I believe so. Yeah, I don't remember where it is, but I saw it. It was a couple of weeks back. Because they just finished the Stallone auction, which I thought was very interesting. I want to mention, if we're talking about watches, I'm going to end this, but I still got to tell you guys, Arnold Schwarzenegger has had his own watches, which is very interesting. His watches were also big, 45 to 50 millimeter, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I had them in my hand. He even had a special box too. It was crazy. I had them in my hand. I saw them. Not too many people have seen those. Because even though he marketed them, it seemed like nobody, I don't know how he marketed them. But I don't even know if he still has the brand over all this time, but that's pretty crazy. In fact, I'll Google it now. Schwarzenegger watches. Yeah. He's got Schwarzenegger watches. Okay, Governators. Not 2022 watches. They're older than that. But yeah, he actually made his own somewhere like 2012, 2015, somewhere in there. I actually had them in my hand, and then I've never seen them since. Somebody's running around. Alan Nab 2. I see you on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, I believe so. It's an oyster. Okay, it's an oyster, not a other one. Okay. Looks like Oracle has support at 164. Yes. Yes, Michael Anthony, all of them are going to have support because all of them are going to do stock buybacks, like Nvidia, like Microsoft. Who else is going to join the bandwagon? Problem Oracle as well. They all are. Their stock prices went up, so they're going to buy their own shares to increase the price. It's a beautiful game if you can play in the casino. Artificially increase your prices, so then that triggers your bonuses or triggers you to make extra money. No skin off their back. Sell your stock, rebuy back. Simple. Oh, you mean by chart? Yeah. I understand what you mean. I agree. That's what's going to happen. All of them, all of the major stocks are going to do stock buybacks over the next 2 years. This is why it's a love-hate, because the stocks that influence the indexes, they're doing their stock buybacks. So it's going to keep creeping up. All the indexes. So that means you should have an ETF based on the indexes. Just so everybody understands, right? That would make sense that you have exposure somehow. You're buying some shares on an ETF that covers each of the indexes. They should all be climbing if it's still not too late. They've already climbed, obviously, but it's still not going to be too late because there's 5 to 10 companies that's on those indexes that are weighted heavily that said we're going to rebuy our shares of stock. So this is why the analysts say things like, oh, the NASDAQ, it's going up to X amount because they're adding on another 25% because they know the stock buybacks. And people are like, what do you mean? How's it going to go up that much? Because they already know. It's already been said. So this is one of those good things. All right. I understand, Michael Anthony. Thank you so much for letting everyone know. And I'm going to run, ladies and gentlemen. So I ended up my story about that and gave you a pseudo watch stories as well. But that's a whole nother day, a whole nother time. And I'll give you an idea on how this all came because, again, I told you guys with the watches, I was at, oh, God, what did you call it? I can't remember the name of the place right now. But anyhow, in Switzerland, they had this watch show. And I'm coming back from, I'm on the van to come back from the watch show. And there's this watch magazine. Because I'm in Switzerland, the watch magazine had the frickin' Swiss manufacturers ads in there. Looking for people, if you simply like China, literally, we manufacture watches made at the factory. Come visit us in Switzerland. And I'm looking at this thing like, is this for real right now? So all I have to do is go pay them to make my watch in Switzerland with my logos, all of my criteria. So, of course, I called and they said, hell yeah, your criteria. We'll send you over the renderings from what you tell us that you want to make and add to the watch. And I'm thinking I'm in heaven, especially when I know they're under $200 for Swiss movements made in Switzerland, 45 millimeters. That's the biggest they made. And I'm sitting there thinking visions of grandeur. This is going down. That's how it all started, from a freaking magazine. I didn't have to go looking for them. I didn't have to do anything. There was at least 4 or 5 companies in Switzerland that make watches. And they've been doing it for 100 years. That's even more incredible. So the same makers of some of those high-end watches, they actually do for everybody, just like China. It's crazy. Just like it. It's wild. PED has a new Wells, which announced news middle of the week with 10 million in cash, no debt, which oil and natural gas, which has a partnership with CEO, bought over 62 million shares at $1 to $1.45. I'm not familiar with this PED at all. I don't know what this is. I've never ran across it, looked at it. PEDEVCO. Right now, it's $1 per share. 52-week high, $1.10. 52-week low, 61 cents. If it's an American company, it's worth looking at. Is Exploration and Production Company, which engages in the acquisition and development of oil and natural gas. I like the combo. How long has it been in business? Zach ranks #1 strong buy, as well as an A grade for value. Oh my. The stock is trading with a price to earnings ratio of 11.65, which compares to its industry's average of 16.81. Damn, write that down. That looks like somebody needs to look into it. Interesting. Demand for a good is relatively inelastic if the PED coefficient is less than 1 in absolute value demand. Oh, this might be worth looking into. I like it. I mean, I don't like it yet, but I'm just saying it might be worth looking into. Thanks for dropping that, especially if it's Zach's #1. Is that true? That's significant. Currently, this is from September 4th. It was number one on Zach's rank for a strong buy. September 4th is a month ago. Let me go see. A month ago, it was 94 cents. So it moved 6%, which for oil, that's, that's about right. But you have to find out a little bit more. They're founded in 2000. They only have 15 employees. Subsidiary, Red Hawk Petroleum. So they do have revenues. They have subsidiaries. All right. That's pretty good. Pacific Energy Technology Services, Eagle Domestic Drilling, White Hawk Petroleum, Pacific Energy Development, MSL. So they have a few subsidiaries, and it looks like 3 of them, possibly 4, are actually making money. So that could be one of those gems down the line. Who knows? But again, do your own research and check it out, because that's a very interesting one at $1. That is crazy. Michael Anthony, it did, but it looks like it found resistance at 170. Watching the red candle formation. We'll need to see Monday. Yes, over the term. Go check it out. Victor Morrell, thank you for that assessment. Pet has landed in 3 different parts of the USA. That's good. Michael Anthony knows how to look things up. I'm glad to hear this. We'll talk about it on Monday with the Money Making Monday live stream at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So everybody, I thank you so much for being here. I'm going to have to wrap this one up. I love you guys very much, but please make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Share the video as well, because you never know what any of this information can do to help somebody and get their mind thinking. Just like at the end of this video, this PED, some people should be checking out. I'll be checking it out as well. And that is very good information. We'll see, because anything that Zach number 1 strong buy a month ago, that seems very interesting. We need to know more about their other oil wells and their natural gas developments to see if they're actually, how involved they are in doing that, because that would be very, very interesting. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. Oracle, he was talking about OECL at 170. Okay. Yeah, exactly, because you talked about this right here. Yeah, so that's the only reason. Yeah, we weren't talking about $1.70. Some people might be confused about that. That's correct. So no, we were talking about the other one. He was talking about Oracle or OECL. I don't know if it should have been Oracle though, but we'll see. But anyhow, those are the ones right there you guys can check out for yourself. That's what we do here. That's why you should have your pen, pad, and papers ready, because you never know. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why this is the conversation. Investment opportunities, are there secrets? You got some tonight. Are there things that you can invest in that can make you more money down the line, even if you lose your job, even if something happens economically? As long as you can be in that stock market, the rich are playing in their own casino. That stock market will be there regardless of anything. Just keep that in mind, because there is no other place on the planet that you can actually turn $20 into 20 million. All right. There's no other place. You can't do it. You can do certain things, such as a crypto thing that used to cost 1 penny, and it, does that. But I'm just referring to something that is not going away. Stock market never will go away. That's the only place you can have derivatives. It's the only place that you can borrow against paper. It's never going away. That's the advantage that the wealthy have. That's why you need assets. And with all that said, I wasn't able to check the emails because Brian P. was asking me to check something. FBI claims corrupt LA cops helped crypto CEOs cash grab. That's interesting. Jesus Christ. Postal workers stole over 1.5 million in mailed checks. This is getting out of hand. Oh my God. Bank of America outage, 0 account balances. This is from Thursday. Wow. That's what Vanessa Comegate was talking about. Fed terminates 2013 money laundering enforcement action against Citigroup. Are you kidding me right now? This is crazy. This is real crazy. I can't take it anymore when they let these guys off the hook all the time. That's just insane. All right. Well, let's get this over with tonight. Thank you so much again for being here. Please join us, ssnlifestyle.com. Join us in December for the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum if you're interested in starting a business, getting some real estate, or anything else regarding DR. They do and they will need data centers. The whole question is, what about the internet, right? How reliable is it? It's going to be very interesting. So just keep all of that in mind. DG since sold off on earnings. Yep. DG used to be something like 3-4 years back, but we can't get into that tonight because I'm about to end this. It's midnight. The clock has turned. So with all that said, make sure you stay safe out here because a lot of people under stress, duress, you just never know why somebody else is doing what they're doing. But make sure you keep a level head. And I know it's hard out here, but that's the way life goes. And with all the rest of that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.